Hey guys, I first want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my laptop. I have some notes here so I won't lose my place, as you did click on this video to hear my story and my full story. This is about my health and wellness journey the past couple of years and how I got to where I'm at today. I wanted to film this in one of the most authentic and relaxing environments, so on my back patio. You might hear some airplanes, but other than that, and you might hear a cat, but just try and bear with me through this. Some of you know the full story and some of you know parts of it. Full disclosure, no one could have helped me more or less, and I'm so grateful for the community that I have had and what I have today. So in January of 2017, I had stepped on a scale at Publix. I graduated high school in 2016, and when I stepped on this Publix scale, I thought to myself, I'm 150 pounds, my set weight. I was in Taekwondo, I had been lean for most of my life. No, I was 173 pounds and my heart dropped. I took a moment that night to really think about my past and what I loved, what I was living for currently, and what I did love in the past was running. In the 8th grade, I loved running. I was taking a PE course online that was helping me get active. I loved Taekwondo and challenging myself. All of the memories of the sweaty camaraderie and friends from a great workout. These were all things that I knew I loved and I still laughed about. And I thought to myself, what happened to me? I was defining myself through my social life, what my friends thought of me. I was numbing the stress from my first semester in college. I was depressed from missing high school. And I was sedentary. I was overeating, smoking, dipping, nicotine all over the place. I was destroying my body, and when I think about it, it is such a cringy time, and I hate to talk about it because that wasn't me at all. I had no reason. I had no good reason for destroying my body. There was no excuse. So I started on my journey to become healthy again. Within the next couple of weeks, I thought to myself, let's run. I was going to start with 1 mile. My first mile, it was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And I had to stop to walk probably at least 5 times. All right, Allie, I thought to myself, every day, 1 mile, or maybe every other day. I downloaded some fitness apps, and that helps me to try to do some weight training and nothing absolutely specific. I had no actual science backing me. I started doing some sit-ups and some push-ups, some army tests. This helped a little bit. I started tracking my food. I thought, okay, let's look at labels. I started creating food rules for myself. Only use the serving size, don't eat any sugar, low in fat. This all got bad, which I'll explain later. I started using a calorie counting app, and my max was around 1,500 calories or less. I ate on the standard American diet, pretty healthfully. Grilled chicken, lean meats, no red meat, low carbs, small plates, very little cheese, no desserts, all of that good stuff. A cheat day here and there. I lost 20 pounds in about 5 months, and that was May of 2017, and I plateaued. I tried upping my fitness, but I couldn't get any further in my cardio and my strength, so I started looking for answers. My aunt was vegetarian at the time, and that impacted me a bit. Definitely an inspiration. And in June, I ended up going to a festival with my vegan friend, who is still vegan today, Diamond, shout out to her. But I went to this this festival with my friend in St. Petersburg, and we had a blast. I was feeling more confident in my clothes that were bigger on me. They barely fit. shorts were falling off of me. The praise was there. Wow, Allie, you're looking so healthy again. Look at you. That night, my vegan friend and I, we went to a smokehouse, and the only thing she could eat was fries, of course. I stared and I mocked a little bit while I ate the largest Cuban and fries I could ever eat. I was absolutely sick when I finished. I was overly full, could barely move, didn't want to listen to my hunger signals. And when I look back, it was disgusting. I was so gluttonous, so greedy, and in all actuality, after finishing the meal, I felt so shameful. That night, my friend and I, we started, talking, watching some vegan documentaries, and I ended up watching What the Health the next day, and my whole world flipped. All this time beforehand, I prided myself on being so healthy and working out. Maybe it just wasn't in my genetics. No, I was so unhealthy. It had to do with everything I was doing, everything I was eating. How could I be so unhealthy, I thought to myself. I knew I could advance my athleticism and be healthier if I ate more veggies and fruits and whole grains. I went vegetarian. I was pretty happy. It was another challenge, another feat in my health and wellness journey, and my family was hoping it was a phase. But by the next month, I realized that I didn't eat cheese. I barely ever drank milk. I, in the past, always hated fish and steak anyway. It was a little easier for me. Why not be vegan? I lost 10 more pounds when I was vegetarian. I was down to like 140, 135. I ended up watching Forks Over Knives, and that's what really transitioned me into being whole foods, plant-based vegans. No oils, no sugars. I began to learn to cook. I was cooking for myself, tofu scrambles, soups, pastas, desserts. I invested in protein powder, but I still tracked my calories. I was happy. I was definitely happy. I was healthy. I was happy. I kept thinking to myself, this is the life. I'm living guilt-free, cruelty-free. I'm healthy. This is who I am now. I went vegan for all of the right reasons and in a good way in the first place. When it really changed was when I had moved out and went to university and when I was alone. But my athleticism got better. I was running up to 5 miles, gaining speed. I could do push-ups again. I was taking yoga classes online. My energy just skyrocketed when I went vegan. My family and friends were shocked, very shocked, yet very happy for me because I was happy. I hadn't been so happy with myself in so long. And before moving to university, I had received a comment from a family member that was, quote unquote, what happens if you don't stop losing weight? I immediately was offended. I was angry. I was young and a know-it-all, and I replied with, my body will stop when it finds a new set point, and I will be the ideal human. No, not when you're constantly in a deficit, which I still was. And I still had all these food rules that I kept creating for myself. I just kept getting more restrictive and more restrictive. All I knew was weight loss and nutrition. My past was overeating and binging, and then now all I knew was weight loss and being in a deficit. So I had no balance. I moved out to university, and I immediately thought to myself, I was like, freedom! I can cook all I want. I found more vegan friends. No one was like looking at me, judging me. I worked out on my own time. I ended up getting a job doing some culinary stuff in Lucky's Market, RIP. But I was living the dream. Still in a deficit. I was working out more than ever. Sticking to my studies, barely had a social life. The gym is what I created my social life around. Just working out was my social life. By April of 2018, I was easily lonely, depressed, very homesick, missing family. I was having mental breakdowns from exams, and I was hungry. I was really hungry. The lowest I ever weighed was 104 pounds, which was very sickly. Now that I think about it, and it could have been worse. I had a community, my family loved me, and financially I kept making excuses that I couldn't afford food. So I technically could. Family loved me, family would help me all they could, but I just kept telling myself, you can't afford it, don't eat. I was stuck. I was stuck in the fear of gaining all of my weight back again. I didn't want to be unhealthy. I didn't want to be, ugly. Maybe I wasn't, pretty enough. I was still judging myself around my social life and what people thought of me through social media. I was following the wrong people on Instagram, these celebrities and weight loss accounts and calorie counting, and I was trying to have the tightest body, abs. I was focusing all on my looks, but not about how I felt. But just how did everyone else view me? My hair was falling out more, my skin was acting up, my hormones were acting up, my anxiety was all over the place, my blood sugar was up and down, I had horrible fatigue and brain fog. But I had my first full belly in June of 2018. I ate oil. One of my food restrictions, I ate sugar. I ate food other people cooked. I started to eat out. Mind you, I only ate out and would restrict myself to maybe like once a month. And I ate all these things through Food Not Bombs. Food Not Bombs is a national organization that feeds the homeless every week. Here in Orlando, it's twice a week, every week, outside of Orlando City Hall. And it's a vegan and vegetarian sharing. And some friends brought me in. I found a community. And when I went to my first sharing, I saw how many starving people there were and how many people were so grateful to eat this food and people that were happy to serve the food that they cooked. And then there's me. I had all the food in the world that I could get, but I ate so little of it. It was selfish. After the sharing, there was leftover food, so that was when I indulged and had my full belly. But I was happy. I was happy to find people who understood my cause through veganism, and mainly I didn't have an excuse that I couldn't afford it anymore. There was so much waste and food that was going to be thrown away that I didn't want it to go to waste. I was like, well, I'll eat it, I'll take it home, I'll share it with friends. And from that point on, I made more lifelong friends. I felt like I found a niche. I was able to cook and use my culinary experience from Lucky's and bring it there. Food just ended up being so much more to me than what I looked like, anyways, losing my train of thought. I started creating memories with new friends. They turned me on to other new vegan fake meat alternatives that I never ate before. I started going out to vegan restaurants with friends. I started eating more than a serving size. I ate healthy fats because it's good for my body. And I began to do some research in nutrition and balanced plates and macros, all of that stuff. My health and my fitness started getting better. My happiness obviously went way up. And a few things that I couldn't do before when I was 104 pounds, I started gaining weight. When I was 104 pounds, I couldn't do sit-ups. I couldn't withstand cold water. I couldn't do jumping lunges. I couldn't barely do jumping jacks because it hurt. When I gained weight, I started praising myself when I could do my first sit-up. When I could do jumping lunges, when I could do burpees and do them strong and feel great doing it. I ran my first half marathon in 2018, and one of the mantras while running this half marathon was that I love my body can do great things for me, and food is good for me. I gained weight, and I was 115 pounds at December of 2018, and that is just from eating more during half marathon training. Now, how did I eat more? Why did I let myself eat more? And it's because that I loved running so much when that was the first thing that helped me in my health journey. I was like, if I want to run this distance, I have to eat more. And I did. I started getting more certifications in training and fitness and learning more about not just nutrition, but about my body and how I could move and feel good in different ways besides running. I uptook yoga, some meditation, kickboxing, and I kept going on this better path. In March of 2019, I started gaining some strength in doing a new addicting type of HIIT workout. HIIT is high intensity interval training, and I started gaining more weight in strength. Around March of 2019, I was 120, maybe 125 pounds. I could curl 20-pound dumbbells. I was telling a few close friends about my eating disorder story. I vented to them, they listened, I listened, and I kept eating more. I started moving toward more balanced meals, started eating to more like fuel my training and keep myself from getting hungry all the time. I started to not like the feeling of being hungry 24/7. I liked feeling full, and that was a good thing. I ended up dipping down to 115 again, maybe 113 that summer, because I had whole summer break to myself. I, had lost some type of like things to do. I was also like freaking out because I was about to graduate. I was overtraining, about to graduate, and realized I'm still fixated on food, what I was eating. I was overeating, undereating, still no balance, reaching out to friends and family for help. What am I gonna do next? What's gonna be my next job? Who should I be friends with? Who should I not be? What should I do? Who do I follow? But you just need to create your own path. I needed to create my own path. I picked myself up, started researching, started reading, watching videos, and I was going to heal myself mentally and physically so I could live freely from food. Still doing this today. Obviously, it's not something that you just can cure yourself of, but every day there's wins and every day there's losses. But I will never skip a meal again. That fall, so just in 2019, I started half marathon training again. I had a new mindset of I'm going to eat when I'm hungry. I'm going to push myself to new heights, and I can eat more balanced. I'm going to do even better in this half marathon than I did last year, and I did. And then, even halfway through my half marathon training, I was like, why stop at half? Why not just go full? So I signed up for my first full marathon, which I completed just recently. I'll get to that. But at my half marathon training distance, I was 130 pounds, and I wasn't weighing myself so often anymore, but I weighed myself just for the fact of, what am I right now? Do I need to gain more weight? Do I need to eat more? Still kind of fixated, but whatever. I was 130. I was strong, I was fit, a little thicker, definitely scared that I was gonna gain everything back, but I pushed it all aside, and I didn't care about abs anymore. I didn't care about being skinny anymore. I said to myself, what's hot? Happiness, confidence, having a life, having hobbies that you love, reaching goals like running 13 miles, 16 miles, 20 miles, and then 26.2. I did. I achieved my first full marathon, January 26th. And I'm now 135 pounds. I haven't weighed myself in months, but I know I'm around that area. Food is so much more than what you look like. And what you look like is so much more than the food that you eat. It is who you are on the inside that matters. I was living more freely. I was going out to eat, going out with friends, partying, skipping workout, eating messed up recipes. I wanted to inspire others and learn. I wanted to grow. And every day I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and still inspiring, hopefully. And following the right people on Instagram now. And I still have so much support from family and friends. And I know a lot of people knew in the back of their heads. And thank you for showing me so much love. I needed it. And for not judging me for who I am today or who I was before, but for just bringing me up. You knew I would find the right path sooner or later. I'm more in tune with my body today. My training, I know when I'm overtraining, undertraining, all of that stuff. I can take days off, but I understand balanced macros and micros, and sometimes I eat too much. Sometimes I eat too little. I have great days. I have bad days, just like everyone else. I always try to eat when I'm hungry. And today, I do more journaling. I meditate about my anxiety. I don't try, I help to curb emotional eating. And the main thing is that I did never, ever stray from being vegan. And I'm more involved in veganism and nutrition than I ever was now. I am currently in triathlon training, but taking it nice and easy, nice and slow, listening to what my body needs and doesn't need. Hopefully one day I will be able to complete an Ironman. If you don't know what that is, you should probably look it up. It's crazy. It's a crazy challenge, but I know my body can do great things, and I can do whatever I set my mind to. But yeah, that's about where I'm at today. Hopefully in the future I will be pursuing some type of master's degree in mental health counseling, or nutritionist, dietetics, sports psychology, that kind of thing. Just not necessarily for myself, but so I can help others get to where they need to be in their path. You know, everyone's path is different, and this has been part of my path currently. And thank you for sticking around to listen to my journey and part of my path, and I hope that it will inspire you to open up to others and share some compassion and love for the people that you have in your life. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Later.